Now to politics, and as we told you earlier, Cleveland elected a new mayor last night. Perhaps you heard that. Jackson and Bibb will be sworn in this January. He will be the first new mayor to run the city in some 16 years. Our Mark Namick spoke with him about what his first order of business will be.
You know, I woke up at 5:15 this morning and off, ready to work to build this transition and get going as we approach Inauguration Day. We're going to be making some announcements early next week about our transition team and how we intend to build a new government as we head to next year. I would be remiss about it and say that it's a smart thing for me to tap into the knowledge of not just former Mayor Michael White, but also Mayor Jane Campbell. Will reach out to them as I plan my transition to get their feedback and understand lessons learned. I think my first hire has to be my chief of staff. Next week, I'll probably have a better sense of the top 10 I want to focus on, from our law director to police chief to safety director to our COO as well.
With your election and the passage of issue 24, has Cleveland overnight become one of the most progressive cities in America? And if so, is that good or bad?
No, I'd say this. There was a broad mandate in the results last night about voters wanting us to have a new conversation and look at new ways to address police misconduct. And this conversation is happening nationally. And I think, you know, we have a unique opportunity right now to tone down the political rhetoric and have an open, honest conversation about how to get policing right. I'm looking forward to reaching out and meeting with leaders of the police union and members of our police department to listen to their concerns, hear their feedback, because I want to fight for them, as well as I want to fight for our residents to make sure we rebuild trust between police and residents, because that's the biggest thing we need to do to have safety all across our city.
You've mentioned before to me that you do look forward to appointing your own police chief. Would your chief come from somebody within the ranks of the city of Cleveland?
Haven't made that decision yet. But still looking.
It's not out of the question.
No, absolutely not. I think there's a lot of great talent inside our department right now, and I'm going to look far and wide inside our department and nationally for the right chief, not to create a department that's mired in the status quo, but what does our department need to look like for the next 10, 15, 20 years? And I want a chief that's going to work with me as the next mayor to chart that vision. I won't be perfect, but I will listen. I will lead with transparency and integrity. And I believe that's all you can ask for in terms of any elected official.
Mayor-elect Bibb told me today that he did talk to Mayor Frank Jackson today, and the two plan to meet tomorrow. The mayor has pledged a smooth transition and access to all his top directors, and that makes a big difference. And I'll tell you, from covering races and mayors going back 20-some years, that always doesn't happen. And to have that is a good sign for the future of Cleveland, and now it'll be up to Justin Bibb to not miss those opportunities.
Yeah, political novice, new to City Hall. You got to wonder, the folks he's bringing in, are these going to be heavy hitters with experience, or will there be newbies?
Well, and that's the question, because newbies can run a campaign, and they proved it. He showed pictures last night of them, and I think the difference inside a City Hall, where you have dozens of unions, a lot of entrenched, and at times I've referred to them as zombie bureaucrats that you can't get rid of. They do things their way. How they get along with new administrations will be determined, but I think he's going to need a mix, but I think he's going to lean on the younger side.
Gotcha. All right.
Very interesting. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Change of the guard. All right, Mark. Thank you.